Hello, beautiful people. My name is Cheryl Hazlett. I am the founder of Healing Genesis. Life goes so fast, and before you know it, 7 years have passed, 14 years have passed, and so on. I'm sure you get it. I started my path on Healing Genesis back in 2018. And I have been on my own healing journey, like so many of you, I'm sure. I'm not coming on here to say I found the answer to everything. I'm really coming on here as part of my own healing journey. This is my Healing Genesis. And if you'd like to stay and see if there's anything that I say that resonates with you and your life experience, I'd love to have you hang out with me for a few minutes. This is my first video for Healing Genesis. I've done other videos on my personal channel, on my Facebook, Instagram, socials. But I think this is my first one for Healing Genesis, and I'm really happy to be here with you. And I don't have an agenda for today. I'm just doing what an Aquarius does, and I'm just diving in, unprepared, and allowing myself to fail. Because honestly, I learned so much out of failing. Yeah. So I'm going to start this with some vibrational modality that makes my heart sing super, super, super much. It is a tong drum. For those who aren't familiar, it has these little boop, boop. Each one of them makes a sound, different sound. I am not trained on what each of them sound like. I just know what sounds I like, and I'm still figuring out the order. I invite you to find a comfy place to sit, lie, stand, lean, whatever is comfortable for you. Take a really deep breath in. Have that breath come directly from your base all the way up to your heart and your head. And then once you get to the top, just hold it. Let that breath linger there for a few seconds. And then when you're ready, release it with a sigh. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. Hold it for a few seconds and release with a sigh. One more. Inhale. Hold it for a few seconds and release. At this point, you may notice, like I know I felt for myself, your shoulders will have gone from your ears down where they belong, or at least close enough. I was coming from getting a procedure on my head, an imaging, and I guess I was still in that mode, because when you're in the MRI machine, there's only so much room. And your shoulders kind of crunch up, or at least I noticed it, so I kept trying to And you know what I did? I asked her before I went into the tunnel, can I use my blindfold? She's like, oh, we'll put a cloth over your eyes. I was like, thank you. So she folded a cloth, and it looked like a little mask. It was really cute. Put it over my eyes, and then I just started breathing, and I focused on my breath, and I am not even kidding. I felt like I was only in there for 2 minutes. She came on and she was like, hey, I'm about to pull you out. Are you okay in there? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. She's like, let me just look at this and then I'll pull you right out. And I was like, that was the fastest 10 minutes I've ever had. So focusing on my breath really took me out of the external world and allowed me to be in my internal world. I think I heard something yesterday in a video I was watching on YouTube, and it said something about our mind does not track time in the same way we do externally. So when we're in that internal world, we kind of lose ourselves. We lose track of everything that's out there, right? So tap into yourself. Invest in that time to spend with your own being in here. Focus on your heart. Focus on your high heart, your throat, third eye, your crown, your solar plexus. Sorry, I got distracted. I've got a kitty cat knocking at the door. She's literally, your sacral and your root chakra. If you know any of the other chakra around your being, focus on them. Tap into each of them. Feel how your body's feeling in those moments. She really wants to come in. My husband's still sleeping, so I want to have the door closed so he can't hear me talking and making sounds with music. So, all right, we'll get started. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and take another deep breath in since I completely took you out of it. Inhale. Hold it for a few seconds and exhale with a sigh. Okay, again, I hope that helped to center you into this now time. As I was saying earlier, our lives get so busy and we hold it physically. And I'm sure you saw it if you were watching the video, because I know I felt it. My shoulders were literally up here and then they relaxed so fully, and it was beautiful to feel. So I hope you had some sort of relaxation in your person. Outside of that, let's just go ahead and dive in. Where should we start? There's so many things that pop through my mind regarding Healing Genesis and topics we can go over. Anything from tarot to various authors, oh my goodness, vibrational medicines, different books. Paul Levy. I'm listening to one of his, actually I listened to it this morning. Dispelling the Weedico. Very interesting read. I would recommend this one. I'm actually further along than it shows here. I'm listening to it on Audible, but I like having the physical book as well because I am one of those who likes to mark up her books. So it helps me remember. Again, it's Dispelling the Weedico by Paul Levy. This one talks about the psycho-spiritual disease of the soul. It's a parasitic mind. The thought that Paul puts out there is that there's a collective psychosis of titanic proportion where the mind virus called the Weedico by the Native Americans covertly operates through the unconscious blind spots in the human psyche, rendering people oblivious to their own madness, but compelling them to act against their best interest. So I have felt this on a personal level when I was younger, and things would get completely out of sorts for me, and I didn't understand why. And then I started taking that out on the world around me. And it even, outside of having a personal experience with it, and how I can act out on others, it also talks about the various ways our culture and our media can foster this Weedico virus. She's really wanting to get in here. I'm not sure which cat. It's probably Cleo. It's either Cleo or Gigi or Matilda. We've got 3 cats. So it talks about how we've got a Wetiko media. And I want to note that this book was created, I think it was released in the 80s. The release I have is from 2013. However, the original was from much earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, even earlier than I thought, 1956. And then it was an updated version. Brief review, retrieval systems. I'm trying to make sure I understand what was updated. They did do another release in 2013. So they're referencing things that happened back in the 50s and the 70s. There was a reprint that happened in 1977 and 2008 as well. So I don't know if they added additional things too. You'd probably have to Google that and see. You know what, in one of my next videos, I'll make sure I have my computer next to me, and then I can go ahead and research while we're on the phone. I'm using my phone to record while we're on the recording. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I'm a little, I'm feeling a little out of sorts at the moment. I also just jumped in before I was ready. So yeah, I think this was the kick in the butt that I needed to get some stuff out and have my healing recorded, not only for me, but for anyone else that this actually hits home with. I can tell you, listening to his book, it really talked about how the virus can put people under a spell. The words can conjure up various thoughts and experiences for each of us. The thought form, I'm just going to read a quote real quick. The thought forms and beliefs that express and represent Weedico act as an intrinsic, built-in control system, defining the limits of what we imagine our possibilities are as of individuals, nations, and as a species. Weedicoism, that's a hard one to say initially, but once I got it, it makes sense. Weedicoism supports and perpetuates whatever prevailing myth, story, dogma, and or unholy books. I added the or. Unholy books reinforce its narrative, evolution. My nose is running. One moment. It's that time of year, y'all. Ragweed, tree pollen, yeah. Colds, I don't know. Cheers. Coffee mug of the day. It's delicious. For those of you who drink coffee, oh, and just know I have ADHD and OCD and anxiety and depression. But the ADHD, I jump around a lot, so be prepared for that. I will do my best to stay focused on one topic and not jump around too much. Can't make any promises though. Okay, so what I was saying. So basically, the Weedico spell pulls you into whatever narrative they want you to hear, right? And I'm not going to get political on this channel. I'm going to stay out of that, but I will make observations. And I don't care what party's in office, I will make observations of what I'm seeing. And it's not to speak out about anyone, just observations. And where we're at right now, our country is very divided, and it does feel like there's a lot of Weedico energy out there. But you know what? I think regardless of which party, if we were on the other side, I know I heard from people that they felt like it was a Weedico energy for them. So I can't say I like where we're at right now. I don't. I really don't. And I'm just hoping that our country can come together and we could figure out how to make things better for as many of us as possible, because there's a lot of people are getting hurt or displaced. The economy's not doing great. Companies are laying people off. I'm part of that. It happened to me back in February. I also have a disability, so my part-time job wasn't able to, I couldn't stay on that one, so I am part of that, part of that group of people that were displaced. So I'm just keeping hope alive that as many of us as possible can get our feet underneath us and start doing things that can help those around us, our society, our state, our country, our globe, however we can in our little way. So that's where I'm at. So just know I do lean one way over another, but I respect most everyone's, I'm probably gonna cut this part out because it's getting a little too close to political commentary, but I really just hope we can turn this ship around so more people are safe. I'll leave it at that. It really does feel to me at this moment in time that we, our government in general, has a definite Weedico vibe to it. And it has since, I can't even count how many decades it's been. But it's been a long time. So this emotional plague, this psychic vampire, whatever you want to call it, is feeding on the energy. Actually, those are called, I just crossed over to a different parasitic entity. The Weedico seems to hit a person specifically, and then their behaviors start manifesting and expressing in that manner. And we're all potential, candidates for expressing it. Even those who are trying to, repel it, because if we go down the road of spewing the hate we're seeing from those that are in that Weedico state, we're feeding that whole narrative. We're giving it power. We have to find different ways of being able to dispel the Weedico. And I haven't gotten that far in the book, so I know I'm probably halfway through it at this point, and it's like a 300 something page book, so I will have more information for my next recording for sure. But it's definitely something that I'm seeing in our society, and I would definitely recommend this book. Let me see if I can get it with no glare. Dispelling the Weedico. Breaking the Curse of Evil. The world would be a better place if everyone would read this book. Sting. Gotta love him. Love his music. Paul Levy. Levi, Levy. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And with someone with like a unique name that I have, people are always asking me, how do you say your name? How do you pronounce it? I'm like, no, I get it. Don't worry. So that's one of the books I'm reading. So yeah, the topics can be varied. I love crystal bowl meditations, and I'm learning a little bit about tuning forks, and a friend of mine does biofield tuning, so I'm dipping my toe in there, trying to see if I can hear what she's talking about as far as getting into the field. Because if I understand her work, and I'm so sorry I don't have her name ahead of me right this second, McKenna, I think that's her last name, and I apologize for not remembering her name. She's the creator of biofield tuning. You know what? Maybe that's something I'll do on this channel is I started talking to some friends about how I started a spreadsheet of all the people I know that offer various services. Like I have a friend that does craniosomatic work. I have a facilitator that does neurosomatic work. Very similar, but also very different. I'm sure I have people I know that do sacral. That's another one. People that do hypnotherapy, a friend that does that. Green hypnotherapy, I believe it's called. She's here local in Tampa. Yeah, there's just a list of people. Resonance repatterning, friend here in Tampa. There's so many people. People who have various marketplaces, potteries markets that are going on, animal rescues. So like I said, it's going to be varied on everything that I could talk about. So I will definitely have a more scripted set of videos coming out. I'm really excited about that. You can see how my face lights up. And that's something that I would want all of us to be able to tap into is, do you know what makes your heart happy? Do you know what makes it sing? I say my heart sings because when I have that feeling, it literally just lights up. It lights up through this whole area. I just feel it. It's like, and I'm just picturing little musical notes. I used to be in choir and I played piano when I was a kid, and guitar, and I do the crystal bowls now, and various drums around the house. I guess that's why I think in musical notes, where when I told a friend that, she goes, well, that doesn't feel like it fits for me. And I'm like, okay, find what fits for you. And hers are happy moments. She and her husband, they came up with this great plan for them. It's so good. They holler out happy moment, and then they all rejoice and they take time in that space for that happy moment. And I think that's so beautiful because it's not an individual thing, it's collective. I mean, we're all connected, literally, energetically. Our auras are said to go out 3 feet on each side of us. I think that's what so it's a total of 6 feet, our auric field. Oh, yeah. Oh, but on the flip side, excuse me, on the flip side, my friend, they also have a sad moment. I believe that's what they call it. Or a scared moment, or an angry, whatever that is, that's the opposite of happy for them in that moment. And then they sit in that. And I think it's beautiful because we aren't just one thing. I'm not always a happy person. I have my moments of sadness, grief, despair, and hopefully I allow myself to be in that moment. Because if I don't, I'm robbing myself of the authentic feelings that were experienced in that moment. And I don't want any of that to get trapped. I want to experience and then move through it. So yeah, I think it's beautiful that they took that and ran with it for them, and they created it in their home. And they holler out happy moment, sad moment, scared, whatever it is. And it's great. For me, it's my heart is singing or it's just feeling low. And I can feel the difference. It is a literal shift in my energy. If I'm talking to someone and it's not something that my soul is aligning with, I can feel it in my person. And it's just a very heavy feeling in my heart. If it's an experiencer person that just lights me up, I just get this, it just feels like that's happening. So, yeah, being able to feel and acknowledge when you're actually happy or passionate about something. What lights you up? What is it that you really like to experience? And then what is it, conversely, that you don't like to experience? So those are some of the other things that we could be talking about on this channel. Yeah, this is literally an orientation, introduction. I guess I could go through my background. I worked in corporate America, mainly the technology areas. I got my MBA and my undergraduate. It was all focused around technology. I was a SME on one of the main systems that was used across a number of industries. And I'm not going to mention it here because it's part of my past life, and I'm grateful for what it afforded me and the experience I got out of it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was. I got to work in the banking industry, financial. All of it was in the technology fields. Some real estate for a minute, cybersecurity. I was not doing any of the coding for the cybersecurity. I was managing one of the systems that they used for their clients. What was the other? Oh, software development. So yeah, I focus mainly in technology. However, like many of us who had some traumatic upbringings, we may dive into an area that can help us heal. So I want to say around the mid 2000s probably, I started getting pulled towards more esoteric teachings, various healing modalities, energy medicines, vibrational medicines, belief work, Reiki. Yeah, all of these fascinating, Donna Eden's tapping. Oh my goodness, her tapping is by far, like, it hits all of these parts on our body that help open up those pathways. It's right up there with traditional Chinese medicine, also known as TCM. They work on the meridians, and those meridians can get blocked. So acupunctures, I started going to acupunctures and massage therapists and trigger point therapists, and that was early on in the trigger point days, and they've gotten so much better about it now that they're understanding the fascia. And it's just, yeah, it's been an interesting journey the past 20-ish years. I've been in and around the esoteric world since I was probably 14. That's when I started stepping away, and there was a church, stepping away and investigating what else was out there. What else can I learn outside of what I was told? I didn't grow up in a super religious family. Our mom was very relaxed about it. She would take us to church on holidays, Christmas, Easter. I think that was it. And then when I was around 12, she told my sister and I, my sister was 10, she told my sister and I that we could go to whatever church we wanted to because I was expressing interest. And we went to the church down the road, and we were there for about 2 years. And then I walked away. I still stayed part of the faith, and I just knew there was more I wanted to learn. When I got older, I met people who were Buddhists and got to understand their teachings a little, and the meditations and the breath work, and it was very helpful I needed at that moment something that would help ground me, because I knew that my younger life wasn't super grounded. We moved around every year of my elementary school up until my elementary school years, up until 5th grade. And then 5th grade, we were in the same home for the next 10 plus years. And it was wonderful. Yeah, it was really nice being in that neighborhood and around our friends. And yeah, I'm grateful for our friends. Our extended family, which we didn't know that's what it was called until many decades later. But yeah, not super religious in the family. Mom was definitely open to me learning different belief systems. She was a little skeptical of a few, and I only ended up staying for a year until I saw people getting excommunicated. And I was like, what? Huh? Why would you do that? They're just asking a question. I'm like, okay, if you can't ask a question as part of this belief system, it's probably not the belief system for me. So I just walked on, continued searching, seeing what else was out there. So yeah, I've investigated a variety of beliefs and ways of living, and it's been pretty fun and very healing. And I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities to dive in and see what's out there and explore and learn. Oh my gosh, and learn. I love it when my brain is in that growth mindset and I'm able to expand what I don't know. And that's one of the things I learned in corporate America. And I can't remember who shared that one with me, but it's stuck. You don't know what you don't know, right? We all have life experience, okay? And then we have what our parents share with us. And then we have what society shares with us, and our culture, and our belief systems. And we're it's a lot. And I totally just lost my train of thought, by the way. Where was I going with that? I take a very strong medication for nerve pain, so I think it just popped that brain cell. Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody was coming down the road. We live on a cul-de-sac, and usually only people that are coming down here are people that we know. Like, who is that? Where are they going? We're not a super tight neighborhood, but we're pretty tight. It's really nice. Anyway, the various modalities have really helped me in my healing journey. And I think that's why Healing Genesis was the name that I had to choose for this. It's me unfolding and unpacking and diving and changing and allowing myself to change and allowing myself to have that growth mindset and, oh my gosh, challenge what I think I know. I don't know what I don't know. I'm so grateful that that came about, because if someone had never shared with me the thought of I don't know what I don't know, I would have gone about the world thinking I knew everything because of my education, my experience. That's where I was going with it. My experience in everything. It isn't true. It's a lie. There's so much more out there. And even our scientific community, oh my gosh, our scientific community, even our scientific community is changing what they think they know. One thing they would say in corporate America with the system that I managed, garbage in, garbage out. So I am not saying science is bad. Science is good, but science is fallible, just like humans are. And you know why? Garbage in, garbage out. If you're doing a study that doesn't have clean data, how reputable is that study? It's not. So it's a faulty system, but it's a system we have. And honestly, I'm grateful for so much of it, because if it weren't for the diagnostic tools, I really do appreciate our diagnostic tools here in America. Sorry, my nose is itching. There's something, I think it's a hair. Hold on. I usually have my hair in a bun, but I'm trying to be nice to my follicles and my roots. I really do appreciate the diagnostics. If you've never had an MRI of your head or your brain, I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's really cool to see, let me tell you. Yeah. There's a lot going on in there. I think I need to sneeze. Hold on. It's not coming. Okay. Whew. All right. I really did think I was gonna sneeze. And that made me think. I was in the MRI machine, and I was so worried I was gonna sneeze, which would not have been good. Because if you've ever had an MRI of your head, you know that you're in a cage and your head's like this. And there's this little cage over your face. That would not have been good. That would not have been good at all. Okay. I have another book. Hold on. This one I have not started. This is one that was on my Christmas wish list. I do not know when I added it, but it was so long ago that I added it and forgot that I asked for it, and my incredible mother-in-law bought it for me. This book reminds me, now that I have it, of a healing traumas workbook I have. I'm looking over at my bookshelf trying to see if I can see it. I think it might be behind me. And it's got all these fantastic little, like, 4 steps to happiness. You go through and you describe what the upsetting event is. This is your daily log. You record your negative feelings and you rate them from the least, which is 0, to 100. And then you go through and you add in the negative thoughts and estimation of that rating, 0 to 100, after you list out all of them. The distortion, identifying the distortion in each automatic thought. And then the rational responses, substitute more realistic thoughts and estimate your belief in each one, showing from 0 to 100, which one you think will follow through on that. And you just, oh wow, they really thought you were going to do it in the book. I would not be doing this in the book. I would be doing this on a separate sheet of paper, because I mean, they give you multiple pages to write on. I'm not writing that in my book. It's funny, I will write in books like this, I'll write little notes and such, but when it comes to workbooks, I want them to be as clean as possible so I could see the instruction of everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, that way it's nice and clean. After you do and list out everything, you go through and you put a checkbox on how you feel. So really there should be another column, and it says not at all better, somewhat better, quite a bit better, or a lot better. And so it's asking you to identify where you fall on each of those after you've gone through the columns and listed everything out. And then there's a checklist of the cognitive distortions, and it goes through like your reasoning, your should statements, labeling, personalization, blame, etc. And so it really does help you step through those emotions. So this is stuff that I would be doing when I go to, say, my psychotherapist. He does cognitive behavioral therapy, and I believe that is what David Burns, MD, was writing about in the Feel Good book. So this is a handbook that I asked for Christmas, and my incredible mother-in-law got it for me. So this is one of the things that I'm going to be working through for myself this weekend. Excuse me. And seeing where I feel, if there's anything that bubbles up. Is it something I'm still having a problem with? Do I need to dig into it more? There's just understanding anxiety. This is, yeah, it's got so many great, there's medical causes of anxiety and panic. Confronting your fears, shame attacking exercises. There's so much stuff in this book. So yeah, I'll be diving into this one as well over the next couple of days, weeks, and months. Says that it's groundbreaking program with powerful new techniques, step-by-step exercises to overcome depression, conquer anxiety, and enjoy greater intimacy. This is the other one. David D. Burns, MD, The Feeling Good Handbook. Oh, yeah, I'm excited about this one. That's pretty cool. Discover the 5 secrets of intimate communication. Didn't know that was in there. Overcoming self-defeating attitudes. Putting an end to marital conflict. Ooh, I'm going to share that with some peeps. Conquer procrastination and unleash your potential for success. Well, I think I did one of those today. I jumped on here without an agenda. I kind of wish I had gone live. Yeah, that would have been, a lot different. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I want to go ahead and pull a tarot card. Let me pull my hair up. It's getting a little warm. The sun is changing its positions, and let's see. I do not have. I don't have rubber band in here. One moment, please. We're going to tie it in a knot. I'm not sure if tying my hair in a knot is bad for my hair. Sorry, hair. Hope you're okay up there. But it is something I do pretty often. All right, so what card should we pull? Let's see. Oh, I did also learn about another topic that would be interesting. I need to dive into it. It's something about pendulums, but it's not this kind of pendulum. It's the kind of pendulum that is actually stuff that happens in our life. Yeah, this one's really intriguing. And it's these little things, sometimes very large things, that pull us and divide us individually and as a society. Yeah, that one's pretty interesting, pretty deep. I'm really excited about diving into that one as well. So yeah, I've got a large agenda of things that I can include on this channel. So yeah, we should have a lot to talk about. So for the card that we're going to pull, let's see which one my higher self wants today. I'm just going through my list of, and you know what? The one that I thought is the one that it is. It is the Beyond Lumeria Oracle cards. And these are by Izzy Ivy. I love the artwork so much. I was drawn to that. I mean, look at that. Is that not just absolutely magical? So beautiful. So beautiful. All right. Let's see what we have here today. We're going to clear the deck. And for those who don't know, this is how I clear my deck. Everyone's got a specific way of clearing their deck. I just tap on it 3 times, and I just imagine a nice bit of wind, energetic air just blowing through and shaking off the last reading it may have gotten. Even if I had already cleared it, I still end up clearing it because it's been sitting there. So and then I'll go through and just shuffle them, see if any drop out, like just happened. Yeah, that's a cute one. I have no idea what the card is, but it jumped out. I call those JCs. Wow, we got another one that jumped out. Okay, I'm only going to pull one card, so we'll have 3 cards to go over today. Okay, these are short. They have the messages on the back of them. All right, so here's the next one. Oh, that's beautiful. It's like a large snake, crystals, flowers, movement. I don't know what this one is. Oh, okay, cool. And then the one that we're pulling is this beautiful dude. I almost called it a dizzy. This beautiful card. Okay, so the first one that we pulled is, this is the first one that jumped out of the deck. It is the Star Seed element. Sometimes adulting can be too serious. When this happens, adding curiosity, fun, laughter, and lighthearted sense of play to our perspective can be most effective way to rebalance. I love that. It's a beautiful card. Facing challenging circumstances with inquisitiveness can bring joy to whatever we're accomplishing. Imagining stepping into a child's shoes, seeing how they perceive the world. Oh gosh, yes. Our grandson is 9. The other night, he created a tent for their cat out of PVC pipe and cardboard paper and tape. That was it. And then he demonstrated what the kitty cat's gonna do. Just, oh, doop, doop, love him. If you have a problem, consider how a child might solve it. Humans are evolving, and children can be our wisest teachers. May we nourish their big souls, listen to them with our hearts, and let their way unveil fresh new eyes so we may see a whole new world. Wow, that's pretty cool. So tap into your inner child. Tap into a relative. How would they do it? This young, impressionable little human being. How would they see the problem? What would they suggest? What would they ask? How would they dig into it? That's a really cool card. Okay, the second card that we got is vulnerability. When we are truly honest with ourselves in all of our facets, we are vulnerable. That honesty is an important step in discovering our shadows and bringing them into light for healing. When we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them to glimpse a deeper part of ourselves. Be vulnerable with yourself and others. It may be time to step into the role of healer and hold space. Holding space means being fully present, without judgment, in a way that provides a safe, nurturing environment. Here, guards are dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold, and profound healing takes place. Love that one. Oh my goodness. And we can all be healers and teachers in so many different ways. And I'm not talking about like saying we're a doctor or a dentist or any of that. It could be the smallest thing. We can, just through a conversation, we can help someone heal their wound or hold space for them so they can heal it themselves. They can dive into that vulnerable part of their body and their psyche and their soul and their heart and allow themselves to go through those feelings, identifying what's triggering them, acknowledging it, embracing that being of themselves at that time when they were so shattered. And then they can go through a profound healing on their own with you holding the space for them. This has actually happened with me in elevators where I'll talk to somebody and I don't have any like major, magical gift or anything. I'm just a human like you, but I held space for, people in elevators going up to like the 30th floor, listening to their story, and sometimes they'll just have epiphanies. They will, not me, but I held space for them. So we can all be healers and teachers. So just give yourself that okay to listen to someone else's story and just trying to stretch my leg out and allow someone else to have that time. See if you can be that healer or teacher. The last card, this is the one that we actually pulled. This is the Earth Star Chakra Initiation. Boom, shakalaka. All right, this one is, you are standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and an inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seat of creation, the spark of existence, and the code that holds the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded despite moving through multi-dimensional realms and able to bridge the worlds while functioning in a functional physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply into the earth. I love this card. That is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I mean, the art is beautiful as well. Boom. So yeah, allow yourself to sit, ground in to yourself, to your higher self, but always stay grounded. I mean, we're gonna fly all over the place in our minds, having conversations with people about things that physically impact us and so many things that don't. So taking this time right there, standing in the gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart. I know that's what I did today before jumping on here. All right, well, thank you for spending almost an hour of your day with me. And I hope this video is enlightening as to who I am, what I might be diving into, and some of the various conversations that can be had. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what your insights are as well, because some of these topics may be new to me. Like, there's a book I started reading years ago, probably 2020. This is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Even had a book club, was attending it. Apparently I only got to page 105. And that's not shame on me. I'm just saying that's as far as I got. The subatomic level. So maybe I'm gonna pick this one up. It's been sitting out on my table waiting for me. So we could be diving into this one as well. So yeah, this is me in a nutshell. I'm looking forward to having another conversation with you in the future. Happy New Year. Enjoy your 2026 or whatever year you're watching this in. This is being recorded on January 2nd, 2026. Sometime in the morning. What is it? 10:15. Yes, I use an analog on my digital, right? I feel like it makes my brain have to work a little harder, which is good. All right. Take a nice deep breath. Hold it for a few seconds. Release it with a sigh. Give yourself a big old hug. Say, I love you. I trust you. I honor you. And go about your day. I'll explain where I got that one from the next time we talk. All right, much love. Toodles.